Daily Show podcast. We're on another walk and talk of Money20's Money USA. Today we're joined by Stefano Vaccino, CEO and founder of Yapily. Stefano, welcome to the Daily Show podcast. Please introduce yourself, tell us a bit about the role and Yapily as a business.
Well, I'm Stefano, I'm the founder and CEO of the company. We are an automatic platform of UK, focusing on UK and Europe. With the infrastructure the company needs to leverage our bank for data, payment, retailers.
Okay, perfect. How would you kind of describe the current state of play with the world of open bank?
I would say open banking is in the teenage phase. We are probably 1 or 2 years to maturity, but we can see the full potential of it. The energy, the talent, it will flourish. However, in 1 or 2 years, when we have maybe premium API working, better SLA. So yeah, teenager, I think, is the best.
Oh, I think the first stage of open banking was very much about accessibility to data. What's driving the shift of additional value-added services in open banking now? It's kind of Pay by Bank, and it's been a little bit slower in the adoption stage. But what do you see as those core kind of BaaS products in the next evolution of open banking, this teenage stage to talk about?
I think the potential open banking only comes when data and payment will work together, and data will inform payment and help the orchestration of it, but then payment will enrich data as well. As you're mentioning, Premium API coming next year is a total milestone, because this is when really open banking in the payment perspective you see its potential. It can go account file with the direct debit. So I think the fusion of data and payment will allow us to see the true potential.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point. And in terms of some of those next steps, particularly around the payment side of things, we've talked on the show a lot around the consumer protection that covers. What kind of state do you think we're in as far as, are we going to have consumer protection on Pay by Bank at some point? Who would be responsible for covering that? Is that still one of the biggest hurdles that we face when you're comparing Pay by Bank to card payments?
It's definitely one of the hurdles, but not the fact we need it or not, is what level is or what price.
Okay.
Ultimately, if you want to have something which is different, you need to have also different level of protection at a different price point. You cannot have a like for like, otherwise it will end up potentially costing the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there will be not a lot of incentive for merchants to adopt it. I think nobody disputes we need it. It's just making sure the ecosystem agree on how much of it is needed and how much is going to be paid.
I think one of the other pushbacks we get when you compare it to cards is the loyalty programs, the points that you get with card scheme programs. Is that another gap that we've got for Pay by Bank at the moment?
I don't think it's a gap, because you have the data. You can leverage the data to our loyalty schemes.
Yeah.
It's just, again, question of doing things differently. And now with Premium API that will come, you can put together again data, enriching payment, and then potentially automatically apply the discount amount schemes when you have it.
Do you think that's something that merchants will build themselves though, or do you think that's something that open bank providers like yourself may put as an on-shelf product for the future?
More likely there will be companies focusing on that on behalf of merchants that need a open banking player, not merchants exactly. So someone in the middle that will solve, because ultimately it's such a huge space, with a lot of level of sophistication and application, and you're storing real value. So I don't think open banking player can be open banking infrastructure as well as a loyalty scheme. They're trying to create two different companies.
So loyalty experts then.
Exactly. There's plenty of company already doing it. So why not them expand?
Okay, fair enough. And then the other big question I wanted to pick your brain on, I'm very lucky to have you on the show today, but regulation and innovation, obviously the two kind of go hand in hand, if not.
Yep.
Do you think that the regulators in various markets are going to be the ones that are then leading into further innovation in open bank?
Every country has seen this mix in a different way. Some country like UK and Europe, regulation was the foundation, and now obviously the ecosystem will come together for the premium aspect. In other countries like Brazil or India, we've seen the regulator doing so much that a lot of innovation already came to them. In the US, it's still difficult to understand what's going to happen. So I think it's a balance. Every country is getting it differently. There are 80 countries expanding into open banking, so I think everybody will have their own mix and match.
And to talk about Yapily then, how are you guys really helping banks and fintechs to drive innovation with open banking?
We are trying to build all the tool and component that our customer need to build their own solution. Always white label behind the scene, trying to focus on giving them the best infrastructure. Ultimately, is their product. And as the market evolves, the market is telling us what they need in terms of component and tools, right? So we listen quite a lot to our customer. We try to respond quickly, and these allow us to build a strong relationship with them. Ultimately, we are building what dating our customer needs they need for the next week.
We're obviously in America, Money20 USA. The USA market for you guys, obviously you've had the new announcement with Google recently. Congratulations again on that partnership. Why is Money20 such an important for you guys to do, particularly the US?
Well, super interested to learn what's happening here, how the banking is evolving. In the last 12 months in particular, there's been a lot of U-turn. So for us, like for any fintech in the world, ultimately US will be a destination at some point. It's not if, it's just when, how you're going to do it. And so we're always here trying to understand when is the right time for us. And making partners, we have lots of customers trying to actually our first customer was Intuit, US company, and the last customer. Most recent announcement. Yeah. It's always great to come here.
Fantastic. And we have one final question. Thanks for joining us on the show today, Ben. There's a little section we end every chat that we have with the guest night that is the show to the show. So we ask you to nominate something. It could be from payments, it could be fintech, it could be just for business in general. What are you going to nominate this today to make the show to the show?
I guess all the naming that has been used in open banking. I think should completely we thought and reconsider. You cannot expect something to be adopted from a CBRP. Every time we speak about it, you have to explain what CBRP is. Same open banking, we have something more exciting and maybe closer deal that you can have. So I think that with the nomenclature of the banking space.
We need to get all the open banking platforms together in a room there to kind of agree what the new names are going to be.
Potentially, premium API would be a good starting point. You don't call it premium API, don't call it CBRP, call it something people understand that and can actually have any after-this impact. Or maybe to our use now. Solely. So, yeah, I think the naming convention would likely is something I'm not change.
I don't think that's the last time we've had that nominated. But thanks for joining us on the show today. Enjoy the rest of Money20 USA.
Thanks so much for having me.